Listen, if you are worried about what artificial intelligence, yes, AI is currently doing in your life, disrupting it, changing it, doing all type of things on the job, and you are so confused, you have showed up to the right video. Most people are asking the wrong question about AI. They're asking, will AI take my job? But the better question is, what task is AI changing? And how do I use that change as leverage? Because once you understand what AI actually is, you stop seeing it as a threat and start seeing it as a tool that can change how the work you create or build can actually grow and make an impact. Because once you understand what AI actually is, you stop seeing it as a threat and you start seeing it as a tool that can change how you work, create, build, and grow. Why this actually matters is because AI is not a new idea, right? It has been around for decades, but now it's actually a part of everyday conversation where it's now introduced to the public workforce, to the public creative, to the public just essential worker that it used to not really matter. People can actually touch it, use it, talk to it, build with it. Like, it's actually changing how we work for the good and some for the bad. But my job today is to help you to see the good in it and not focus on the bad of it, right? AI is changing what we see as valuable in the workplace. It's changing how businesses operate at scale to move to another level. If not, they get left behind. It's changing our ideas. It's changing how fast they move from just thinking about them to execution of them. AI is not a trend, trust me. It's changing how work gets done. AI does not only replace jobs, it actually just replaces tasks. And when tasks change, the value of certain jobs can change too. Jobs change when society no longer sees certain tasks as worth paying humans to do manually. And I get when you say something like that, people would feel kind of like, so I've been doing this and now I've been doing it for decades, right? Maybe you've been doing middle management for decades. And now you see with certain companies like Amazon, they're shifting out of middle management role and saying AI can do that and watch over like the crew or the people that you've helped develop for years or decades, right? So that can feel more so traumatizing. I need you to reframe and understand the purpose of a job in the first place. The purpose of a job exists because people, businesses, or society are willing to pay for a certain outcome. Every job, every role that you have taken, every promotion you have gotten is because of the expectation of an outcome that you yourself can provide. So when something like AI comes along and produces that outcome faster, cheaper, or at scale, the question becomes, what is still valuable from the human? Like, what actually do I need that person in that role for? If something can become cheaper that I can use now and still probably make more money from. Don't get it twisted. Don't get confused, because there are many things that have came before AI that we kind of see as common now that we don't understand, that we just integrated it into our lives seamlessly. Like, for instance, something like a calculator did not remove the need for math. Think about it. A calculator is still here and we're still using it, and people use it for leverage, not to have to write down math problems. Or could you imagine if you always had to write it out on a piece of paper, the math problems that you learned back in middle school or 7th grade? Could you imagine how that would feel? It just changed the value from manually calculating everything to knowing what to calculate and why. Like, it literally just became a tool. Or Google didn't remove the need for knowledge, right? It changed the value from memorizing everything to knowing how to search, filter, and apply information. AI is doing something similar. It changes the value from simply doing repetitive tasks to knowing how to think, direct, and refine, decide, and execute. AI will not remove the need for a human. AI will never remove the need for human value. It exposes where humans' value actually is. Like, I need you to understand that it's not something that is going to be able to replicate or be able to replace the person that is you. You were brought into the world for an actual purpose, right? And through that purpose, a lot of things have developed, right? So you have to see this as more of an opportunity to amplify the person that you already are. So simple. What is actual AI? So what is artificial intelligence? I'm so glad you asked. Our artificial intelligence is technology designed to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. You see that? Artificial intelligence comes from human intelligence, right? So that means it can recognize patterns. Why can it recognize patterns? Because humans first can recognize patterns, and they were able to put data from everywhere, from all types of people, books, ideas, researches, into the thing we call the internet, right? So that gives us the ability to process information, not just process information, but process it faster, right? And it can generate ideas. All these things it can do a lot faster thanks to technology advances. It can make predictions, it can make questions, it can complete certain tasks when connected to the right tools. But like I said, AI is artificial because it's not the original. It's not the original source of intelligence. It's trained, shaped, directed, and given access by actual humans, like people like you and me. We gave direction for artificial intelligence to actually happen. So I need you to wrap your mind around that idea that the reason that artificial intelligence actually exists is because humans made it exist, and the intelligence came from that. So, and the reason why I break that down, I don't break it down just to say you wouldn't know that, but I need you to understand it's not bigger than you. That it's not something that you cannot perceive and implement into your way of living, into your way of doing, and you don't have to fear it. You don't have to fear it because many people are intaking information that makes them perceive this as this is something wrong with the world. There are many of things that have come into our world that have changed our world, right? If we look back, I can imagine when electricity happened. Can you imagine? I remember watching a show not too long ago, and they showed the process of how people would work with the lanterns and the things they would have to do to keep the fire going, just so when night came, right, they would have lights. But could you imagine when the light came and the people that had the jobs that were responsible for lighting the lamps or making sure the things were happening with the firewood, and they were able to produce that skill, like they were able to go and get the wood and things like that and make sure people were able to buy those things. Can you imagine how they felt when electricity went crazy and it just blew up all over the world and people had access to be able to turn their lights on and off? Could you imagine the shift in how people thought about not having to wash their actual clothes and put them on hangers when washers and dryers were put into the actual homes? Like, you think that stuff was welcome, but I'm here to tell you that there's some people that benefited from that, and there's some people that lost in that. But you see, now we're here, and life went on anyway. So the next thing is AI does not appear from anywhere. It does not just come from anywhere. It comes from a place. It's built from human language, human data, human behavior, human patterns, human decisions, human instructions. It learns from data. Humans design the systems Humans set the rules. Humans give it access. Humans decides what it connects to. Humans decides what outcomes come from it. And remember this, AI may be powerful, but it's still dependent on human direction, human access, and human intention. Don't you ever forget that, because there are many people that want you confused, that want you like demystified, also they can profit from your confusion. And I say that all to say there are two people that exist on what is happening now with artificial intelligence. There are people on this left side and there are people on this right side. And the people on my left side are the people that fear it. They fear artificial intelligence. They fear it because they can't change it. They fear it because it's taking away their income. They fear it because they don't know what's next. They fear it because it's too advanced in their head and they can't conceptualize it. They fear it because people have framed that if they don't do better on that job, that they're going to take that job away from them, which is going to take their livelihood, which is going to mess with their families' dependence on them, which is going to mess how society sees them, which is going to take away their title they've been built their identity on. That's why they fear it, because they've made up in their head that it's bigger than them, that it's more meaningful than them. But you got people on this side. These people are going to leverage it, right? These people see the opportunity, they see the change and they embrace it. They see the change and they say, how can I solve problems with it? They see the change coming with AI. They see it and they say, how can I advance my career with it? What can I do to help others see the change? How can I teach others about it? How can I implement this process and make this more efficient so I can spend more time with my family? How can I use this to make more money so I can be more impactful with my community, with my family, to spend more time with them, or to do things that I've dreamed of, the things that God has put on my heart? People that leverage it are the people that will be leveraging the people that fear it. There's only two sides of it. What side are you going to decide to be on? Because it's here. It ain't going nowhere. If you think you are behind with AI, that is an indication that you need to start learning it. Don't use the fear of I'm behind with it to stop you from saying I need to learn it. AI is not valuable because it's impressive. AI is valuable when it removes bottlenecks. One of the things I want to not just leave you with just the what and the why, but how. So first, one of the things you want to do, like, how do I make this practical? How do I apply it in my life? I know that's what you're asking. The thing that I would say to you is, first, you want to identify a task. So identify something that you do all the time, right? Or that you see that people do all the time. Identify it. Like, pay attention, look at workflows, look at how something that might be mundane, and start to ask yourself to identify bottlenecks. What I mean by bottlenecks, right? Something that is restrictive to the human's time, right? What I mean when something is restrictive of the human's time, it could be something as simple as answering a phone call that they don't necessarily need to answer, but they can have a phone assistant answer. Phone assistant, somebody that sounds like a actual real person. It might freak you out. Like, I don't want somebody calling my phone and not being a real person. Well, if you want to leverage yourself and not have to do mundane tasks, or you have a business that is more profitable with you focusing on how to grow the business instead of answering support questions of the business, then it would be wise for you to get something in place that knows everything about your business, has a knowledge base of your business, and can actually interpret or say it like you would say it. Answer the phone so you don't miss the lead or the new customer because you were in a meeting or you were doing something that had to be problem solved, like that had to be done that same day, right? And answered that phone in your business name and answered it and said, "Hello, Mr. Johnson. I'm so glad that you called. We are here to help you." And it's actually able to assist exactly what your client or potential customer need and answer that information, or even take a message and understand if they need to flag it back to your email and sort. Like, think of it like that, right? You identify that bottleneck of you having to answer those calls. And third, identify the desired outcome. If that bottleneck was fixed, how much time or how much money would that save you? Or how much money would that make you? Or how much time would you buy back? There are some things that people do not like about their jobs, do not like about their business. I would say myself that there were certain things that I didn't like. I didn't like answering emails. So what did I do? I identified the task. I saw a bottleneck. The bottleneck was me having to answer the emails because I just wasn't that great answer emails. So what I do, I created an email assistant. An email assistant, not only that reads what's going on, but actually replies what's going on. But they have my actual knowledge base, how I think about it, or the information, the context of my business in it. And it's actually able to implement that and respond back in real time to people that need real questions answered. Hey, Ricky, I want to schedule some time in your calendar. Perfect. My email assistant has that covered. As soon as they ask, they know my schedule. Bam. Here's my call. Here's my booking link. Book a call here for this meeting. Right? That is a desired outcome that I created, that I gave direction to. Fourth, decide how AI can help. Decide how AI can help. You have to be intentional to tell it, basically, this, I believe, is worth researching. Like, okay, I think this can happen. I want a desired outcome, but I got to decide how artificial intelligence that comes from the human, right, can help it, right? And fifth, you have to just stay in the loop. There's nothing wrong with getting notifications saying, hey, basically this call went through, right? Oh, this person called and asked for this. Like, you could create a whole dashboard of things where people, when they call you, you can see the transcript of the call, how the email assistant answered, what was the context of the question, if the call was positive, neutral, or negative, received, if they got a link and things like that. There's all type of things that I was able to do by building a phone assistant, an email assistant for myself. If you haven't caught anything in this video, the main thing that I want you to catch, right? AI can help with speed, output, execution, all those great things, but the human still brings judgment, wisdom, creativity, empathy, ethics, purpose, and responsibility. AI can give you options, but you still choose. AI can generate content, but you still need taste. AI can summarize a meeting, but you still need leadership. AI can help with strategy, but you still need direction. AI can automate tasks, but you still need responsibility. AI can help with intelligence, but it cannot replace wisdom. What is wisdom? The ability to do the thing, learn from the thing, and do it again with more experience. Artificial intelligence is not something to worship. It is not something to fear. It is something to understand, steward, and apply where it's needed. If this video helped you at all, if it helped you like see it a little differently, and it helped you to say, I want to know more about AI, all I need you to do is comment the word AI. It's actually 2 words, 2 letters, but comment AI. And I want to send you something, right? I want to send you something that could possibly help you learn what artificial intelligence can do in your life, your business, your everyday tasks that you think are mundane, and can help you move in a direction in life that will make you feel ahead and never behind again. Hope this video helped you. I'll see you on the next one.